Welcome to Vibe Coding Foundations 101. In today's video, we're going to be talking about background jobs. Background jobs are actually the thing that actually runs the internet secondary to databases. And if you don't know any single thing about that, the calendar that you use on your phone, any notifications that you get, they're all happening on background jobs. And so in today's video, we're going to break that down. I'm going to give you simple concepts that you could understand in order to vibe code an application and build out a scalable architecture implementing background jobs. This video is part of my series for non-technical entrepreneurs and builders who want to learn vibe coding, specifically on Cloudflare, but honestly it can work for any provider. It's really just foundational knowledge. It's a prerequisite to my course Building on Cloudflare 101. So if you're non-technical and you're just trying to understand just the basic concept, that's what this course is about. If you're a developer, this is not for you by any single means. I couldn't find any single thing sort of online that could take you from zero. I don't know any single thing about coding. I'm interested in vibe coding to a scalable architecture when I was looking for stuff. So I decided to make something that actually gives you sort of that foundational knowledge. Hopefully it helps you on your journey, and I'm hoping that you actually can give me some feedback. And if you do, share it with other people so that at least they can learn how to vibe code as well. And my mission is to help 1 million people vibe code production grade application. So with that, let's jump right into the course. So raise your hand if you've ever bought something from Amazon or an online store and then you process it. It says it went through, and then like an hour or 2 hours later or however long, you get an email and it's like, hey, your credit card didn't go through, or you've had a problem, or the order failed, or whatever the deal is. Like when that happens, you're dealing with a background service. That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So background services are interesting and they exist for multiple different reasons. Another example would be your calendar. You open up your Gmail calendar or your Outlook calendar, whatever, and you put something in the future, and then you ask it to remind you. You get a notification on your phone, or you get an email notification, whatever it is. That is a background job that's processing information. So in the same way, when you build your application, at some point in time, you will need a background job in order to process stuff. And the way how we process that information is we put that information on a queue, and then we have something pick it up off the queue at a later date. So let's do the shopping cart example because it's real. So I'm on a web page. I want to buy some shoes. I click the buy now button. That button sends a request to the server. The server basically adds it to my cart, and it's storing it. It's in some sort of state. So we talked about KV store, so we'll just use KV in here. And we're storing the state of that cart. And now the user says, hey, okay, I think I'm good. This is all I need. I'm going to check out. In the modern world, what would happen is there's tons of stuff that has to happen. So obviously you have to have your credit card. So the user might enter their credit card on the thing and then might submit it to the backend. And that credit card needs to be processed by a bunch of different stuff. Let's say, for example, Stripe is the one that's processing the card. Okay, Stripe is just the payment processor. Stripe has to now go to the issuer of the card, Visa, MasterCard, whoever, get permission to process that card. It also has to then go to the issuer or the bank, right, and do some stuff, whatever bank people do. And then it needs to get approval to be able to figure out whether there's enough money to take off of your card to then approve the transaction so that you could then send out the order to the warehouse, so that the warehouse could then call the delivery driver, right, to bring it to your house. You get the idea. So as you can see, there's lots of stuff that happens in the background when you process the credit card. So for this reason, you don't want to have the user, whenever they press that button, sit there waiting for all these different things to happen. Because let's say for whatever reason, Visa might be down. They're not, but let's just say that they are. Or let's just say that the communication with the warehouse is down. Like there's n number of things that could go wrong in the background. Or maybe we don't have enough money on the credit card. So having the user sit there and see a spinner waiting. We all know we live in a digital world where nobody has any attention span, and they would just close that browser window as fast as they were interested in opening up to buy their shoes and just disappear, right? Abandoned carts is a real thing. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that commercial where there's like a bunch of abandoned carts, and it's like, are you suffering from abandoned carts? Anyway, I digress. So this is a real thing. So how do you solve this problem? Well, introducing queues. Quick interruption. If you're getting value from this video, can you do me a favor and just click on the subscribe button? That would really mean a lot to me. We're a super small channel, trying to grow, trying to get the word out about vibe coding and Cloudflare. So any subscription would really help the channel out. Also, if you're getting value from it, can you do me a favor and just leave a comment on the video, giving me your feedback, whether it's positive or negative. Tell me what you like, what you don't like. Doesn't matter. I appreciate those feedback. I read every single one of them, and it allows me to sort of improve on the channel. And also, if you want more videos like this and you want to join a like-minded set of people that are also building vibe-coded applications, link is in the bio to my school community. It's dwain.me/school, where you could join a group of like-minded people and we could build something together. So if that's something you're interested in, follow the link. You could also book a one-on-one call with me and we could talk about your project and figure out how to get you from vibe code to profit. So with that, have yourself a wonderful day. Continue watching the video. Q-U-E-U-E. I never know why they spell it with Q-U-E-U-E. I just think it should just be Q-U-E. What you do is you take that information of the request and you send it, instead of sending it to the server, already send it to the server basically takes the request and it drops it onto the queue. And then it sits there and it waits. And some kind of background job listens on the queue and it will pick it off the queue. But before it picks it off the queue, whenever this information gets dropped onto the queue, that's it. The server could wash its hands and send back a response to the user and say, yep, I got your request. You're good, bro. And you could say like, aren't you going to process my card? It's like, yeah, don't worry. I got it. It's sitting on the queue. We'll deal with it at another point in time. Okay. So the user gets back an instant response right away so that you know that everything is good. And I give you a confirmation message because I know that it's sitting on the queue. And what's going to happen is maybe there's multiple things sitting on the queue, but at some point in time, a background job is going to look on the queue and pick up that request. That background processor is called a consumer. C-O-N-S-U-M-E-R. It's consuming the queue. And it's going to then take that request and try to do all the steps. Send it to Stripe, go to Visa, go to the bank, send it to the warehouse, right? All that type of stuff. It's going to do all that fancy stuff. And if something goes wrong, if something is catastrophic and it needs to contact you, then it's going to basically maybe send an email out to another service and then that email will go to you at some different point in the future. So that's what's happening. If something goes wrong where something fails, let's say Stripe was down for whatever reason, right? Then this transaction will fail and all it will do is just put it back on the queue and it will just try it another time. So that could be another minute, maybe another 5 minutes, might be another hour. And if something really goes bad, then the queue will basically just take it and put it onto another queue, what's called a dead letter queue, which means that I can't process this information. I've tried multiple times and I just can't get it processed. Why is the queue important? The queue is important because it basically set up a model where it's guaranteed to process this information at least once, okay? And it means that it can guarantee delivery. And then if something goes wrong, it could keep retrying it. And if something really goes wrong, it could say, hey, I don't know what to do with this data. I'm just going to put it aside so some human being can go look at it. That's the reason why the queue is important. And this allows for whole tons of possibilities because from doing a queue, you could do scheduling, right? You could say something like drop it on the queue and don't let the consumer see it until next year or next 5 months from now. Or like you could do all kinds of different stuff from it. And the entire back end of the internet runs on queue services. Hopefully that's giving you an overview of queues. Hopefully you've gotten some value from this video. Have yourself a wonderful day.